Have you ever been in a circumstance where you thought other people didn't value you? Have you ever had an excellent idea, finished a task successfully, or done something genuinely beneficial for others and not been given credit for it? I understand, this is difficult to handle. Regretfully, people sometimes choose to ignore or act as though they are unaware of your genuine value, even when you behave morally, act in everyone's best interests, and make yourself available to others. You risk becoming discouraged if you persist in attempting to win over those who don't respect you. The Stoic school of thought holds that we shouldn't expect approval from other people since it's out of our control and might not occur. As a result, you shouldn't wait for it because doing so will only make you frustrated. What if I told you, though, that there are ways to get more recognition and to become a priority in someone's life? This is conceivable if you comprehend and put what we're about to demonstrate into practice. A few actions will help you remain at the top of someone's priority list. You can make sure that the people you care about always see you as the top priority in their lives by adhering to these 9 steps. Now that you are aware of the issue, it is time to change the way you think by discovering the fix. Before we begin, I'd like to ask you to make sure you watch this video until the end because every step is important. Lesson 1. Make people fearful of you leaving. This is among the most effective psychological strategies you have to get someone to value you highly. Fear of losing something tends to drive people more than the possibility of gaining it. You have to instill fear in someone to get them to see you as important. Start emotionally separating yourself in order to achieve that. Give up expressing your emotions and self-assurance to them. Start arranging your time with other people in a balanced manner. They'll get the impression from this that they aren't as significant to you as they once were. Although it's a very effective technique, use caution when using it. They might give up on trying to win you back if you put too much distance between you and them. Lesson 2. Refrain from being always ready. The adage, quality over quantity, is frequently used in relation to relationships as well as other aspects of life. You might have to make yourself less available if your goal is to be someone's priority. You are more likely to be taken advantage of the more accessible you are. It's not that you should only be available when it's convenient for you. Rather, if you find yourself constantly adjusting to fit in with others, it's time to put yourself first. They will value your presence more if you convey to them that you are not just waiting for them, and that you have a life of your own. Lesson 3. Preserve some mysteries. In general, people are drawn to things that are cryptic and mysterious. People can find fascination in the unknown, to be captivating, and frequently feel more connected to one another. Being a little mysterious can be advantageous in the world of relationships. Refrain from disclosing every detail about yourself right away if you want to be taken seriously. Don't reveal too much about your interests and hobbies, just enough to give hints. Give evasive answers to questions, and refrain from going too far into your past. Maintaining their curiosity and desire to find out more about you is the aim. They will eventually start to regard you as important in their lives. Lesson 4. Allow them to invest in you. This is a sensitive step that you should take carefully and sparingly because you want to encourage people to come closer to you rather than push them away. Think about the following. Who is more likely to value you highly? Someone who has made significant investments in you or someone who hasn't? The solution is clear-cut. You have to give them permission to invest in you if you want them to think highly of you. There are several ways to go about this. For instance, decline plans you know you won't be able to fulfill and instead allow them to invest their time in you. Furthermore, demonstrate the value of your time. Refuse to be available at all times and make them wait. Lesson 5. Set your needs. First, being selfish is not what this implies. Just keeping yourself out of a situation where you're not a priority is the definition of prioritizing your needs. For example, why would you want to be close to someone if you know they won't treat you the way you deserve? You raise your chances of being regarded as a priority by surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals. It's critical to keep in mind that you are only in control of your own feelings, not those of others toward you. Make sure you put yourself first in your own life if you want to be someone else's priority. Lesson 6. Keep them out of your life's center. People are frequently drawn to things that are out of their reach. A person's desire for something increases with their perception of the amount of work required. This step focuses on the importance of remembering this wisdom in interpersonal interactions. In order to make people more drawn to you, it advises you to keep a certain distance. They will come to appreciate you more in the long run if you can communicate that you're not a desperate person for their attention. Lesson 7. Give up starting conversations all the time. If you frequently find yourself striking up a conversation with a significant other, it might be time to back off. This might seem counterproductive because you should be the one to start a conversation if you want to be taken seriously in someone's life. No, is the response. The other person begins to take you for granted if you're the one who consistently strikes up conversation. As they grow accustomed to your efforts, they start to regard you as less significant. What then is the other option? Just quit trying to start conversations and observe what happens. The other person will try to contact you if they genuinely care about you. Lesson 8. Create your own happiness. It's critical to create your own happiness and not rely on other people's happiness if you want to take precedence in their lives. Although having someone we can count on to make us feel good is wonderful, putting too much stock in them to make us happy can backfire. Moreover, we are not genuinely living our lives when we rely on other people to make us happy. We're living in accordance with their priorities and agenda, which can breed animosity. Make yourself happy if you want to be someone else's top priority. In the long run, this will not only make you happier, but it will also make you seem more confident. Lesson 9. Have the will to leave. Although leaving someone we care about can be frightening, it's a necessary step. You can send a strong message that you won't settle for anything less than what you deserve by demonstrating your willingness to walk away. When you are with the right person, you will be prioritized and maintained in their lives by default. Never forget that doing the right thing is something you can control. That is your part. As a result, you ought to be conscious of the fact that your deeds are right in the eyes of other people, and you ought to feel happy doing it. You shouldn't count on people to always give you the credit or recognition you deserve, or to always value you equally. Conclusion. This concludes the discussion of the 9 steps to showing others that you are important in their lives. Please make an effort to read it through. Everybody has had times when they felt undervalued or unimportant. But it's important to keep in mind that each of us is on a different path in life, and that other people's priorities might not accurately represent our actual value. We can take advantage of these circumstances to further our personal development, rather than letting them damage our sense of self. The secret is to put ourselves first, looking out for our happiness and well-being. Others will eventually start to take notice of you and value you accordingly.